the chicken.
Good, I'm happy, baby.
I got my water.
Okay.
So we'll dice it up.
Okay.
Just a little bit spicy.
A little bit, but it's yummy.
Everybody, Happy New Year, Happy 2021. Hope you're enjoying your ZD Sparkling Reserve Cuvée like we are. Today I have my sous chefs, Ella and Cora, and we are going to be showing you how we make one of our family favorites, a low-carb take on green chicken pozole. So these are all of the ingredients we're gonna start with, but first off, I'm gonna show you how I make my stock. So reset with us in a minute and we'll show you how we get that going. Okay, so we're gonna get started with our infused chicken stock. I've got the girls cutting down a couple of onions, and it doesn't need to be precise at all. These are gonna sit in this for hours, so it doesn't need to look nice. You don't need to take the paper off, nothing. I went ahead and took an entire head of garlic and cut it in half. I've got my pan warming up back here, and I can hear my mom in my head telling me right now, Jill, you shouldn't put chicken stock on for hours and let it reduce. It's gonna get too salty. Well, Mom, that's not true. But if there are some of you out there that are on the fence with flavor, then you can use water, but we're gonna use stock. So we've got our pan heating up. We're gonna throw a little oil in, and then we're gonna take the girls' beautifully chopped onions. Thank you, ladies. We're gonna get those right in the oil. My entire head of garlic. And then I bought a whole already roasted chicken, and I pre-picked all the meat and put it aside. We're gonna use all of these delicious bones. So if you have a chicken, or if you wanna roast off your own chicken, feel free to do that, but I don't have time for that. So whole chicken carcass goes in here too. We're gonna let the onions and the garlic get a little bit burnt, just kind of on the edge, and then we're gonna throw the stock in. So I'll meet you back in a few. Okay. So the stock is just about there. We've got the onions and the garlic that are nice and brown, our chicken carcass. Now we're gonna toss in our herbs, a little herb bundle. We're gonna put in some peppercorns. And then we are set for broth. So we're gonna use 3 containers of stock because it's gonna reduce pretty significantly. And once we're done with this, we're just gonna turn it on low and let it go for hours. I really want the broth to get as much flavor as possible from these herbs, from the chicken bones. It's really just seriously delicious and worth the time to do.
Mommy.
Yes, Cora?
I love you.
I love you too. So next up, the girls are gonna help me get together the green part of the green chicken pozole. So
what's supposed to
Ella, I need you to put an entire jar of green salsa into the blender. Cora, can you dump in an entire can of chilies into the blender? Nicely done, ladies. Okay, next up, Ella, I need you to put the spinach in the blender.
Okay.
And Cora, how about you put some of the cilantro in?
I'm getting kind of messy on my fingers.
That happens when you cook. So let's get everything in there. And then while the girls are finishing up that, I'm gonna break up a few cloves of garlic to throw in there also. They don't need to be obviously diced or anything because they're just gonna get blended. So garlic's in, we've got the spinach really just for added color. It's gonna help to make it really vibrant. Oh yeah, and bubbles.
So what else are we gonna help with?
Ah, well, happy you asked. So we've got the garlic in. We've got all of our other greenery. Are we ready to blend, ladies?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. So we're gonna put our top on, and we're gonna pop on our blender. Boop. And we just wanna get it nice and smooth.
Can I push the button, please?
You sure can. So first you're gonna push this button, and then Cora gets to push the next one. Cora, it's this button. Good. Whoa! Ah!
I'm trying sunglasses.
I know. Perfect. Okay, so next up we are going to get all of our veggies diced, and these will become the base of our soup. Traditionally, green pozole would use hominy, but hominy is corn, and because Scott and I have been eating low carb the past couple of years, corn is not on the menu. So I've subbed that out and totally just taken complete creative control. And we are gonna use cabbage, we're gonna use cauliflower. So the girls are gonna get started dicing up some cabbage. This is a great thing to have the kids help with because it doesn't matter how it looks. It's just gonna be in the base of the soup. It's gonna be cooked down for a long time. So there's no harm in it looking terrible. I am going to dice up an onion because Ella told me when she cut her last onion that it was making her eyes water. And so I know how that can be. So I will take care of the onion. You ladies get that cabbage cut up nice and small, okay?
I don't know how to cut
Like
cabbage.
this. Yep. Cut that cabbage up. Make it nice and small for me. And then I'm going to get the onion going. We're going to do some garlic as well. And I'm going to fine dice a jalapeno. The jalapeno, we never really know. We don't know how spicy it's going to be. But it's kind of fun. It's like pepper Russian roulette. And it's delicious and green. So we're going to dice these veggies. It's going to be great, and we'll come right back. Okay, so we have all of our veggies sauteing. They're looking really good. Next up, we're gonna pour our green mixture in here. I just wanna cook it a little bit because there's raw garlic in there. I want that to cook off a bit. So Ella is gonna go ahead and pour the green sauce right on top of the veggies. Go ahead, Ella. Perfect. Excellent. So we're gonna let that cook off a bit, and we're gonna add in one more thing. We have a bag of riced cauliflower. I really like to add riced cauliflower to all of my soups. It's cold, it came from the freezer. You wanna pour it in here? I really like to add riced cauliflower to soups because it really adds a nice kind of beefiness and meatiness and thickness that doesn't involve a lot of extra calories or things like that. So I'm a big fan of cauliflower.
My hand's cold.
Yep. So we're gonna take a little break now. We're really just gonna kind of wait for this stock to reduce. We're gonna give it a couple of hours. So we're gonna let this cook off a few minutes, turn it off, and then once we think our stock is reduced enough, then we will marry them. So it has been 3 hours, our stock has reduced, I strained everything off, and I combined it with our green mixture. I also added in our shredded chicken, and it's ready to go, we're ready to plate. So we finally have our delicious, nutritious, low-carb take on green chicken pozole. We're gonna get it over here. The girls are gonna help me with the garnish. So Cora is gonna sprinkle the cilantro around the top. Ella is gonna squeeze some lime on. Go ahead. I'm gonna do some sour cream. Yep, sprinkle it on, go ahead. I feel like soup should be its own separate love language because it is just love in a bowl. This soup is one of my favorite things to make for my girlfriends when they have babies. It's so comforting, it's so wonderful.
I used to love it on your
And we love it. So I hope that you guys love it. I hope that you're drinking your ZD because I sure as am. And we look forward to cooking with you more in the months to come. Cheers. We wanted to make a soup that's excellent for when you're hungover. And it's my favorite.
It's so yummy. I can taste it. I love that part of the soup. Okay. Can't hold it back anymore.
Cora, no singing, baby. Okay, you have to get the words out. Not yet, baby. I'll tell you when we're gonna jump in there.
We're rolling.
Okay. Okay. So the stock is. You could definitely use water, but I love.
This is too hard.